What is up, guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Solitary Podcast. I'm here with Jeff.
This isn't the first, it's like the fifth one. It's like the fifth one, man. He keeps messing it up.
Yeah, we've had some technical problems. Well, some technical
We've had some technical... You're the only one with the technical problems. You keep trying to edit it with different software and keep messing it up, man.
I've had some technical difficulties, but now I finally figured and sorted them all out. So, can we get on with this?
Sure, you sorted them all out.
I have sorted them all out. Right, now before he starts talking again, let's get on with this. So this is the Solitary Podcast. We will be first of all we'll be discussing the updates that have come to Prison Architect. Then we will be discussing any bugs that we have found whilst playing the new updates. Then we will discuss generally about the game and whether we think it's doing alright or whether we think it's failing, and just general discussion about the game. And then we will have a talk about what we're looking forward to in Alpha 19 or what we want to be in Alpha 19, and then we will leave you disheartened with less information that you started with, because that's what we aim to do in this show.
Supposedly, I mean, like, is this even a show at this point? I mean, if this is going to go up, I'm going to be amazed. This is the fifth time. I mean, what happened with the last one? I don't think you used a different editing software.
No, they don't need to know that.
Yes, I do. You didn't even tell me what happened with the last one.
The information is not important.
Yes, it is. I mean,
No,
the first one, I know you messed up because you were trying to defrag your hard drive and you tried to edit it and you messed it up. The second one, I think you just used it. You were trying to use a new software, then you messed that up. Third one, you just same thing. The fourth one, you didn't tell me what happened with that one. I mean, was it the same as the other two, or is it the same as the first one? I mean, what happened?
The information about that is currently unavailable.
I'd like to know, man, because I mean, like, what did you do? I mean, how do you keep messing this up so bad?
I'll explain to you afterwards.
No. They need to hear it too.
Basically, I put it onto render and the render crashed and corrupted the file.
Well, now you know. This is like the fifth time trying.
Now you know. Now you know, guys. Now you know. Don't use Sony Vegas. It's a piece of shit.
Now you know
That's
why
logic.
this hasn't existed yet.
Don't use Sony Vegas. It's a piece of crap. And my CPU fan won't shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
Well, nice CPU fan you got there.
No, I installed a H80i and it won't shut up. It's louder than the original fucking thing. I thought liquid cooling is supposed to be fucking quiet. It's louder than the original.
Not really. I mean, like, if you think it's gonna be quieter, you're gonna be sadly mistaken.
Oh, I already am sadly mistaken. Sadly, yeah. I already am sadly mistaken. Anyway, let's go on with this shit. So, Alpha 18. We have the so-called other improvements. We have the armory upgrades, the prisoner experience, and the reform and training programs which have broken my prison.
Yep, didn't break mine, made it better.
So let's start with that. Reform and training. Jeff, go.
Alright, so where do you want me to start with that? I mean, like, do you want me to start with the classes, the reform?
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't that still doesn't understand the reform and training programs, okay, there's the foundation education program, there's a general education qualification, there is the workshop safety induction, the carpentry apprenticeship, the kitchen safety and hygiene, which is a fucking mouthful, and they have behavioural therapy. So
behavioral therapy is the best, man. I mean, like,
it is.
I just administer
I had to hire 4 different I can't remember how to say them. What are they?
Psychologist?
That's the one. I had to hire.
All I needed was
hire
one.
4 of them. I had to hire 4 of them to get.
All I needed was one. He was just tired all the time.
I had 800 prisoners, man. You need a lot. You need to get through them. You can't just have like 4 going through a day. You need like 12.
You don't need 12 prisoners.
No, 12 things of psychology going through a day. I can't cope with
Well,
4. It's not
I
enough.
have about 6 of them, and I have about, well, I had about 500 prisoners. At one point I had 1,000, but that didn't end so well. They may have ended up being killed by several chains of experiments I did on my prison. Maybe. Probably. They actually did.
Maybe, probably. I like your thinking on that one. Maybe, probably.
They actually did. I did a large chain of experiments on all my prisoners. It didn't end so well.
Right. So, there's almost like 2 levels to the like reform and training programs, because with the education programs, you have to pass the foundation program to get onto the general program, which is kind of obvious. And then, as far as I can tell, you can't do the carpentry program until you've done the workshop program.
Actually, they have to do the workshop program and be interested in the carpentry program. Basically, they have to be interested in doing both of them. Because then once they do the workshop one, then they can do the carpenter one. Because then they're qualified, but they also have to be interested.
Right, I get it. I get that one now. And I still don't trust my prisoners in my kitchen.
I never let my prisoners inside of my kitchen. I mean, like, I let my prisoners go outside. Literally outside. The only thing in their way is a road gate.
I'm fine with them doing all the other programs. I just don't I've never had jobs in my kitchen done. I don't trust them at all.
Yeah, I don't trust them to work in my kitchen.
This is like, yeah, we're gonna work in your kitchen and then we're gonna learn to cook. Oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna come out with a knife down our pocket. That makes so much sense, doesn't it? We're gonna come out with a knife in our pocket, a fork in our hand, and then we're gonna wreak havoc later. Yeah, I don't trust anyone in my kitchen apart from my chefs. Not
I don't
happening.
trust anyone in my kitchen at all. I don't trust the chefs. I swear they're working with the prisoners sometimes. I swear they are.
So, we'll start with the education programs. So, with the education programs, first of all, you need to obviously build a classroom with desks and stuff. You also then have the cost of each prisoner doing the program, and then also have the cost of hiring a teacher daily, and that's a daily cost.
Yep, actually it's a classly cost. This isn't a cost per each class.
Yeah, no, but it's not just like a one-off cost. You pay for the teacher daily. It goes out as a daily amount for the teacher, which is slightly annoying, but I suppose it's realistic.
I prefer to hire one teacher and just pay him every day instead of having to pay for each class. Now I'm curious. I'll have to run a little experiment on my prisoners later, more of the teachers, and just try to kill a teacher. See what happens. Will his corpse walk out at the end of the class? Are the prisoners going to teach themselves? I mean, what's going to happen?
I'm not sure, actually. I think they'd all just leave.
Oh, what happens if the class keeps going, taught by a dead teacher? And when it's over, the dead teacher walks out. That'd be really interesting.
I doubt they factored that in, to be honest with you. I doubt it. I really do doubt they factored that in. So, with the classrooms, you also have a concentration level with the prisoners. Now, this concentration level not only affects their chance of success, but is affected by all of their needs. So, if you've had problems during like the sleeping hours of a prison, and then you have guys going to class, they're going to be absolutely shattered, so their concentration is going to be terrible. And therefore they're less likely to complete the course, which I think is a really nice touch. I think that's a really nice touch, that their needs, because like it drives you more to get their needs satisfied, so they pass the things quicker, or they're more likely to, or they're more likely to pass the course.
There's a bit of an echo, man. I can hear it.
I can't hear it at my end. I can't hear it at my end.
I can hear it through your mic, man. That means they can hear it, and there's an echo.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta fix the echo, man.
We'll be right back after technical problems are solved. we're going for a break, even though it won't affect you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're having another technical issue already.
So yeah.
Well, technically he is already again. I have not had any technical issues. It's all on his end. Blame him.
This is the
He
Solitary
does
Podcast.
everything wrong.
We've gotten 10 minutes in, and we're gonna go for a break. We will be right back.
Yeah, there's a bit of an echo, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's solved.
Well, for now, until you mess something up again.
Right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Solitary Podcast. We have temporarily solved our...
Yeah, well, we solved that. I know from experience that he's gonna mess something else up. Something else is gonna be broken.
Something's going to die a horrible, painful death.
Yeah, watch next. It'll be something really out of the ordinary and odd that'll happen.
Well, let's carry on before that does happen, shall we?
Well, I bet you it'll happen. We're in the middle of like going through the changelog or glitches.
Well, yeah.
It'll just be like bam in your face.
If it happens, it happens, and we'll sort it when we come to it. See, initiative, motherfucker. Anyway,
where were we at last time?
We've just come off the concentration with the classrooms and stuff.
Oh yeah, with therapy, preventing all the riots, and making your prisoners pretty happy.
We will go on to the carpentry and the workshop. Well, the workshop we don't really need to talk about because it's just the same as the workshop before. But the carpentry. Now, the carpentry brings into consideration the forestry because you need trees to make logs, to make wood, to make furniture, to sell.
Yep. Except I've never actually gotten any of my prisoners to get interested in carpentry and do anything with it.
Me neither. I have
I can't even tell you what the furniture looks like. Well, actually, I could. I know. I've gone through the sprites and crap.
It makes beds. That's all I know is it makes beds.
Actually, it makes more than that. It makes all sorts of fancy crap. It makes a fancy bed, fancy table, fancy-ass bench.
Really? Okay. I've only ever seen the bed, so I don't know.
I showed you the sprites with all the wooden furniture.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you did.
No,
you saw it.
You didn't. You didn't.
I also showed you the friggin' security guard, the mobsters, and the security man.
You showed me that, but you didn't show me the benches.
Yes, I did.
You can show me again after.
Oh yeah, I also forgot there's also a fire extinguisher and propane tanks. I want to see how they're going to incorporate fire extinguisher. I want to see
Alpha
that.
19.
Fire extinguishers. No longer will fire be a problem, because I mean, if your fire breaks down in prison...
All the guys just carry fire extinguishers around on their backs.
Oh yeah, your prisoners just start oh wait a minute, that gives me a terrible...
I'm just gonna hang a fire extinguisher off of my pocket chain, you know, that's how it works.
Yeah, just think about that for a second. Your prisoners could steal a fire extinguisher, make a cloud of fog, and try to escape through it. That would be interesting.
I think you're getting a bit ahead of yourself here, mate. This is a 2D game, remember?
Yeah, but remember, you can have clouds of smoke. You know how fog of war works?
Yeah, but that's not really... That's an effect. That's not really smoke, is it?
Well, it could be... Well... I'm just using it as an example. You could use something similar to fog of war to create smoke. You know how the fire is? There's smoke from the fire?
Yeah, but fog of war is an effect. It's not an actual texture, is it?
Well, the smoke from fire is.
Point taken.
Yeah.
What, so you can have really thick fire, smoke textures?
Well...
That will lag your game
if they did the fire extinguisher where the prisoners could take it and try to riot with it, like they're going to beat the guards with it and spray foam everywhere to make it so you can't see that well in that area, and they can try to run through it. I want to see how that's going to be incorporated. I want to see how that's going to happen.
I can just imagine there's like a prisoner just going up to a gun, the guards hit him once a baton, and they just get sprayed in the face with foam.
Yeah, he gets sprayed in
the
face.
The guy just turns around and he's got like a white face.
Yeah, they get frozen in place.
Oh, they get frozen. That's such a good idea.
Yeah, because it is going to freeze you. I mean, like if you're going to be sprayed with a fire extinguisher, you're gonna get frozen a little bit. You're at least gonna have a few.
Right. Anyway,
Frozen
we're going
levels.
off topic.
Well, well, now we're going into like Alpha 19 kind of
Yes,
stuff with
which
fire
is
extinguisher shenanigans.
towards the end of the podcast. We will come to it. But
Yeah,
we're
what
going
about
off.
the propane tank? I mean, like, are
We're
they gonna
going off
take that and
topic.
try to make a giant fire with it?
We're
Gonna
going
blow up
off
half your prison?
topic.
Gonna blow up your prison with fire extinguishers?
It's like lay fire extinguishers down the hallway. It's like, fire no.
Yeah, like just throw a fire extinguisher
Set
at a
fire
bunch of
to
nerds
like
and
set
then
fire
just
to half your
blow
prison.
it up.
Just set fire to half your prison and blow it all
Yeah.
up.
Well, part of your prison
that would be
explodes and
fun.
then it's on fire.
That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be
Blow up
hilarious.
half your prison with fire extinguishers.
Yeah, fire extinguishers and propane tanks everywhere.
Well,
That cannot end
interesting.
well.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
I can just tell you now, that's not gonna end well.
No, really? Don't say. I thought it would end in like bubbles and everyone having a laugh about it.
Nope. Oh, by the way, you're gonna show
So-
them the nice little prisons from the campaign?
I wasn't going to.
Wow, that's interesting stuff.
Because it's too much effort to edit in, and I might break the file again.
Well, if you pick the file again, we have to harass you about it, but you're gonna have to edit pictures in anyway.
I'm gonna make like 10 copies of this audio file.
Oh, you're gonna have to make more than 10. I know you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to make like 100.
Oh
10
come on,
for, no,
I'm
forget it.
not
10
that
for
bad.
every storage device that you have.
I'm not that bad.
Oh, yes, you are.
Shut up.
You have
Right.
messed this up 4 times already.
Behavioral therapy, which is
miraculously.
something that you need badly. So, behavioral therapy, the only thing this really affects is the likeliness of your prisoners to like cause trouble or riot. It doesn't really do anything else. as far
Yeah,
as
it
I
makes
can
your
tell.
prisoners less likely to riot.
Makes them less futile.
Well, it doesn't make them less futile. It makes them less angry.
So no, it makes them more cooperative. That's what it does.
Well, not really, because it doesn't mean that they're going to enter every other program. Be that cooperative. They're just going to be less likely to just...
yeah,
try
I
to kill
finished.
your
I
guards.
finished behavioral therapy. I want to do every program ever existed ever.
It's like, oh, give me all the programs, man.
Give me all the programs now. I want them all now. Give them to me.
All of them.
Just all of them. But this one doesn't exist. I don't care. I want it. Oh god. Anyway. Yeah. The training and reform programs basically broke my prison because I was on plus 18k a day from workshops, and then it all disappeared.
My prison was on about 15k daily, and then I got the reform programs. Then I was able to make it to almost 50k daily.
That's ridiculous.
Yep, they didn't have to work in the workshop.
That's seriously ridiculous.
All I did was just put them all through therapy, and that was it. They just didn't riot. They were like, okay, we're all going to be maximum security prisoners and not riot or be angry. Like, my warning level was always 1 or lower, with about 500 to 1,000 prisoners.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the therapy is really good for your prisoners.
It's so OP, man. Oh my god.
Well, not really. I mean, like, if you know how to use it, it can be really OP. I mean, if you're just going to, like, have it there, like, only one class. Like, I had 10 therapy classes a day, and they were all pretty much filled with prisoners that tried to revolt. So it was quite interesting.
I might see if I can put some light music in the background of this.
You might.
See if I can. I might see if I can do that. Put some like a light dubstep in the back of it or something, or chill step or something. I'm gonna look into that. Anyway,
Chore step, what?
chill step.
Sound like chore step, man.
Chore step. The fuck is chore step?
I don't know, you tell me.
Anyway, yeah, the training reform programs are a nice addition to Prison Architect, and it gives your prisoners another thing to do. To be honest with you, I'm finding at the moment that there aren't enough hours in the day to get everything done, and I wish you could like make your regime up on like a weekly basis. So like maybe your prisoners like work solidly from like 9 AM till like 8 p.m. one day, and then the next day is just all 3 times, so you like can rub
Well,
off
then
the
you could. Well,
strain.
then that could easily turn out really badly. I mean, like, why not just change your schedule, regimen, whatever that you want to call it,
That's just
every
effort,
day.
man. That's just effort. It'd be cooler to do it on a weekly basis.
And like, what I do with my prisoners is it's pretty much just sleep for 8 hours and do whatever you want. I make 50K daily. Who cares? Blow up half the prison if you want. They actually did that one time. They like burned down my solitary. Yeah.
Nice one.
Oh yeah, didn't I show you the screenshot? What happened after they
Yes,
burned
you
down the
did.
solitary?
Yes, you did.
With all the blood.
Yes, you did. The blood error. The blood glitch. You showed me that. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was actually one of the top screenshots for on the community hub for Prison Architect for a while. It was like there for like 2 weeks. People were like, "What the hell happened? What the hell? What happened?"
So,
funny.
moving on to prisoner experience. Now, as Jeff already knows, prisoner experience is one of my favourite parts of this update.
It is.
I absolutely love it, because I'm one of those people where I get a game like Prison Architect, and I don't just want to run the prison, I want to know what the feelings like and what the activity and stuff is of each individual prisoners. And before, you couldn't do that. But now you can, and I spent like half my time just going around my prisoners seeing like whether they've actually done everything that's on the regime to do.
Most of them don't comply.
I like it. I really like it. So within the prisoner experience, you have the activity, the mood, and the condition, and then underneath that, you also have the courses that they've completed, the courses that they're currently attending, and their chances of passing that course, which I am obsessed with looking at all the time. Like,
He's obsessed with statistics, man.
do you know what? Actually, I am. I really am. I love looking at the all my
You should be an
prisoners.
accountant. You seem to be obsessed with numbers. You should be an accountant.
I hate numbers, man. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, but you like statistics, and those are numbers.
Yeah, I know,
Go
but
be an accountant.
no, because that's maths and that's boring.
Well, you like statistics, and that's math.
Shut up.
He's admitted it.
Shut up.
Go be an accountant.
I like graphical statistics, not actual number statistics.
Well, make them put images on the papers. There you go. There you go. Problem solved.
It's like you just get like a page of your accountancy, and it's all like just graph stuff. Like, what the fuck is this? It's like, it's the only way our accountant will work.
It's the only way he'll work. He's pretty good at it, but this is the only way he functions.
It's like you put like one number on the page, like, what's that?
It's like, it's the only number you need.
It's your paycheck. It says 0.
It's like the accountant stole all of our money and ran away with it. He got away with $12 billion.
12 billion? Jesus Christ. That 12 billion would be hard to move, man, without anyone noticing. Like, walk out with like a handbag just like with 12 billion.
Are you moving it all in one transaction, or are you moving it throughout the day, throughout your job, throughout the year? I mean, like, are you siphoning it off, or are you just like grabbing a big chunk out and running away with it?
You just leak it out slowly over the year.
Yeah, you just keep siphoning it out over the years that you worked there until you have all $12 billion and just walk away.
Or you just finish work one day and just carry out $10 billion in a handbag.
Oh, that's not going to happen. You can barely fit $1 million on a handbag. How are you going to fit $12 billion on a handbag?
Well, it depends how big the handbag is.
That has to be almost the size of a warehouse, pretty much.
A normal handbag, you could fit maybe a few $100,000 in, depending on what the note size is. Like,
actually, a normal handbag,
if we get a handbag, let's say we get a handbag the size of like, actually, let's say we have Paris Hilton's handbag, then we can have $100 billion.
No, let's just say we have a messenger bag.
Yeah, they're big.
Yeah, you can fit $1 million in that.
Yeah. So, prison experience, I love, and everyone now knows I love it, and I'm addicted to it, and I hope they develop it further. And I don't know how they'll develop it further, but I hope they do develop it further because I am obsessed with it and I love it. The only slightly broken part of it, and I think we're about to lose Jeff from the call. Oh, no, we didn't. No, we're all good.
No, your
Okay.
internet's dying again, man. I told you something would go wrong.
Yeah, we're all good. We haven't lost you from the call. We're all good. The only
Wait,
problem...
what? Someone else here? What did I miss?
Huh?
He said we. Like, is there someone else in the call, man? What happened?
I don't know.
What do you want, man? What do you want?
So anyway, the only problem with prisoner experience at the moment is where it says the time spent in prison, it can say like 13 days, even if they've been in there for a few years, because it only started counting from this update. So anyone that's been in your prison from previous updates, it won't really, the timer won't work on, but the mood and activity and the condition stuff still will work on. That's the only...
that reminds me. You can have a prisoner of the
slight
age
problem.
of like 19. He could have served like 35 years.
Yeah,
still
it's
be 19.
because all of their profiles randomly generated mostly. If it's not one of the named...
Mostly. There's actually a lot of named ones.
Yeah, but if it's not one of the naming game ones, then they're just randomly generated.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like there's a screenshot on the Steam Workshop of a guy that was 29. He spent 38 years in jail. It's like and the description just said skills.
More like Back to the Future, yo. What did I miss? It reminds me of a photo I saw, which was like about 100 DeLoreans in one avenue. It was like, okay, Marty must have kept messing up the same thing, returning to the same place constantly. Damn, they messing it up all the time. How does a doc deal with that guy?
I don't know how Marty deals with a dog. He's a fucking mentalist retard.
Well, he's not the mentalist. He's insane. He's not a mentalist, yo.
Dude, he built a flux capacitor that runs on bananas.
Yeah, I mean, he's just insane.
He built an engine that runs on fucking bananas.
Yeah, I remember in one of the, I can't remember which Back to the Future movie it was, but he came back and he fueled the engine with a can, just one 10 can, just cause like, yeah, 10 cans, man.
It's like, yeah, fuck logic.
I use 10 cans for fuel. What do you use?
So
I
anyway,
use gas? Well, it sucks to be, I use 10 cans. I drink a soda and use it for fuel.
Moving on to the armory upgrades, and this again is where Jeff comes in handy because he's better with the armory upgrades than I am.
Yeah, I also ran several experiments concerning it with the armory. I mean, a lot of experiments. I killed over about, what was it, like 16k prisoners doing this crap?
Something like that.
He had 16, 17,000.
He had continuous intake on and was killing an average of 200 prisoners per day just doing these experiments.
Actually, no, it was per hour.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, per in-game hour.
Fair dues.
Yeah, I killed a lot of prisoners. My prison is worth about, what was it? It was something ridiculous negative. It was at least like 100 billion negative, at least.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I killed a lot of prisoners.
So yeah, with the armed guard now, you can have body armor, tasers, and taser rollout.
Well, actually, it goes by, well, you can have tasers. Your armed guards will have tasers. Once you unlock tasers, then you have taser rollout. All your guards will have tasers. And then there's also what's called a stab vest. It makes them 30% slower, but gives them it basically doubles their health and makes them slower. That's the gist of it. Slower, but double health. Does it take 50% less damage?
It's not actually double health.
Well, pretty much. I mean, if you take half the damage from everything, you pretty much have double the health.
Well,
think about that for a second.
No, like the first half of damage, the first half of damage that they would take is absorbed by the body armor, and then they start taking.
Well, it isn't absorbed by the body armor. The body armor doesn't even have health. It's just a statistic that goes in and just says this guy now takes half the damage for everything, and I mean everything, even guns.
Logic, motherfucker.
Yep, stab vest protects you from bullets.
You get shot in the head. I have body armor, motherfucker.
I have a vest on. Don't worry, my skull's really thick.
No, it's just you that's thick. Lol, 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 lol.
Yeah, you're messing this up all the time.
Now, the only problem with having, like, the armory upgrades is that you would think that you could do the armory upgrades and then you could hire more guys and then they would go to the armory and get the new stuff.
Actually, they do run there. If you have the armory doors open, they're actually eventually will run over there and buy the stuff.
Not
They're
when
just a little slow with
when
it.
you're spawning new stuff in. Whoa,
Alright, what?
you're sounding very, whoa, you've gone robotic.
Your internet's dying again. How dare
Right.
you?
We will be right back until Jeff sorts out his robotic voice.
What are you talking about? You're the one with the broken ass
This is
internet,
Solitary Podcast. We will be right back. So we fixed his robotic voice.
What do you mean we fixed? All you did was sit there and wait.
So anyway, returning back to the upgrades. Yeah, once you've done all the upgrades, it costs a lot to get guards back.
I think it was like 400 per stab vest and taser. Like, it's 400 for a taser, 400 for each stab vest, or was it like 1,000 for a stab
It's
vest?
plus $100 for the body armor. Then it's plus $400 per taser.
Yeah, and as soon as you get that stuff, all your guards will run over when they're not doing anything and go buy it right out of your armory. They'll walk in the armory and buy it.
Yeah, it gets
Automatically.
expensive, very expensive.
And you can't stop it either.
Nope, it's really bitchy. Honestly though, none of my guards have body armor. They just have tasers. I don't see the point in body armor. It's like because if your prisoners escape, or like if your prisoners are making run for it, your guards have got no chance. Unless you have dogs.
I mean, like, if you have a road gate, there's no problem there. I mean, like,
unless
if you have guards stationed at your road gate.
Unless you have dogs, your guards have no chance.
Well, what I do is I station an armed guard at each an armed guard at each road gate, along with a regular guard to open and close the road gate constantly.
Yeah, but then you have the armed guard, which is affecting your.
Well, you have to remember, my heat level is nothing. Pretty much nothing, because everyone's gone through therapy.
That's cheating.
Yeah, no warning level.
I did have a point where I managed to disable the heat level in the.
I didn't even disable the heat level. I just put them through therapy so much I just decided I'm done. I'm not gonna be angry again. I'm done.
And it got to a point where I had 800 prisoners, and 400 of them were really pissed off, and the other 400 were really happy. So the 400 that were really happy were so happy that it kept the heat level down, and none of the others ever rioted. It was brilliant. I loved it.
They were like, "Oh, right, for fools."
So that is the armory upgrades. Personally, I don't see the point in the body armor.
Oh yeah.
They only have
Do you want to tell them about the hidden weapon?
We'll do that in the bug section.
Well, that isn't a bug. That's a feature. Well, it's an unreleased feature, but it is a feature.
Oh, have you seen? So many people use that now. It's not a bug; it's a feature.
Well, it is a feature, but it's just an unreleased feature.
No, so many people use that for like so many things nowadays. It's not a bug.
Of course, I mean, like, have you ever tried coding?
I love that. I love that saying. It's not a bug; it's a feature. That's such a good saying. I love it. Do you know what? I'm gonna get that put on a poster or a shirt or something.
I'll put it on like a T-shirt.
I'm gonna get that put on a shirt. I'm gonna get that done. That's happening. So, moving on to the bug fixes and tweaks, and I will quickly run through these, and then we can get on to general discussion about the game.
General discussion, quote unquote.
Yes, stuff. So first of all, we have the user interface scaling, which is if you press the plus and minus keys next to your backspace, it will basically make all the objects in your screen apart from your clock smaller or bigger, which is really helpful if you want to get things out of the way and you don't actually like want to be able to see anything. You just want to get things out of the way so you can watch your prison do
Or
stuff.
maybe you just want to see everything in the world possible.
Or that. It has that. It has that addition to it. Yeah, I really like it though. It also, the only problem it is when you're paused and you change the scaling, it unpauses your game.
Yep.
That's
I'll
the
pause
only.
it. It's like, you don't need to be paused.
That's the only. That's the only problem I have with it. Is it unpauses your game.
It's like pausing's for scrubs.
You need to pause. This is hardcore mode.
It's like, stop pausing. You don't need to do that.
So next is the counter on the rooms toolbar, which shows you how many of each room you have. Now,
It's really useful.
I find this useful, but I also find it really unuseful because
Unuseful.
it has the
What kind
counter.
of word is that?
Unuseful, yeah, or not useful. Shut up.
It's not useful at all. That would be the way you say that.
Shut up.
I thought you knew how to speak English, man. What happened?
I know, right? I can't speak English. It's my fault. I can't speak English. I'm secretly just Australian, so I can't speak English. I should have
You're
said I'm
British.
secret. I should have said I'm
That's
secretly
close.
American, so I can't speak English.
It's like, this guy's an American. I can't talk to him. I'm British.
How are you talking to me then, bitch?
Wizardry. Magic.
Wizardry. Yeah, the rooms counter, one, I don't like it because it has the counter for the cells on, which you already know because it's up in the top bar, so I don't see the point in them adding that.
Magic.
But the two that I really like having a counter for is the amount of solitary cells you have and the amount of like workshops and laundry rooms and stuff you have. I find that really helpful. Because then you know, like, then you know exactly like how many prisoners you're gonna be able to get into workshops, like how efficient your laundry is gonna be, and whether you're gonna have to hire janitors to like finish off your laundry every night. I find it really helpful, but only for those two room types. Like literally only those two room types.
Everything else he thinks is just obsolete.
Yeah, pretty much. The fog of war effect is no longer rendered into time-lapse videos, which you will have seen in the time-lapse video that I put up sometime this week. I can't remember what day it was. I think it was a Friday. Yeah, it was a Friday. I put it up on Friday. Yeah, that's just a nice little touch. The status effects, like suppression and stuff, will no longer cause massive drops in walking speed. I've never seen that, personally. I've never seen that problem. I think we may have lost Jeff again.
No, my cat's just meowing at me a lot, and I don't think people want to hear that much. He's just sitting here meowing at me, being a cat, like, meow. Meow, come on, pet me, human.
It's like, human, I want food.
Well, no, he just wants to get petted, that's the thing.
My cat usually just goes to sleep on me.
Well,
Actually, I want to ask you a question. Is your
What?
profile picture, is that your cat?
No.
I was gonna say, I was gonna accuse you of animal abuse then.
Nope. It's just...
So, yeah, I've never noticed the drops in walking speed with suppression and stuff. I've never noticed them. Have you? And he's petting his cat. His cat wants petting. He's... His cat's like, I'm gonna hit you around the face if you don't pet me. Right, until Jeff has finished petting his cat, we will take... We will jump forward quickly to the point where Jeff is not petting his cat.
Never seen this magical drop in walking speed everyone talks about.
No, I haven't seen it either, so I don't know. Apparently
I bet you it
apparently it's
doesn't
been
exist. It's
fixed.
just
So
developer propaganda.
it's all rumors. It's all rumors.
Propaganda, I tell you. It's just a conspiracy.
So the next improvement is that visitation will end immediately during a riot or a bang up. This is interesting because that affects the family trait, which again affects heat.
Yep.
I love the way that they're bringing in everything they're bringing in now is affected by like 5 different things, but it also affects a few different things, which then affect a few other things.
It's a chain effect, man.
I love the way it all ties in. Like if one thing goes wrong, then you have to like control it
Everything goes wrong pretty
before
much.
it makes like 8 different things go wrong. I love it. I think it's
Yeah, as soon
brilliant.
as your prisoners go wrong, everything's gone wrong.
Pretty much. So the next one is a really nice it's a tiny little touch, but it's really nice, which is the fact that you can now build utilities like electrical cables and the pipes under the road.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I can finally stop having to build 2 generators for a tiny-ass building. I can just attach that cable, run over the road, like, yeah, I don't have to do anything anymore. Although they still haven't fixed the part where a guy tunneled out over to the edge of my map, like he tunneled to the edge of the map, you know, where he expanded. There's that little space there you can't build on. Every time you expand, the tunnel expands with it. Just sits there. It forever mocks me with the one escape attempt that actually happened. Every other escape attempt gets shut down immediately because they actually get murdered.
I like it. So, the next one is a tweak to the routing system with the AI, which is that they are less likely to get stuck on walls.
Less likely. It still happens.
Yeah, it still happens. The AI is still shocking. But anyway, that's general chat.
The AI still busted, man.
It is still crap. Something that's also been fixed is that very small laundry rooms and cleaning cupboards would not show up on the map even if they were perfectly ready and done and had everything like in them. They would not show up on the map, and therefore you would not be able to assign prisoners to them even though they were perfectly fine rooms.
Yep.
I'm guessing they're talking about rooms that were like smaller than like 5x5 rooms. Because like all the stuff that I built in concerns to like laundry rooms and cleaning cupboards have been like 15 by 15.
15 by 15,000.
They've never been tiny. So I'm guessing they're talking about really really tiny
Okay,
rooms.
now for some reason I have the urge to make a holding cell that is 15 by 15,000.
You can't even fit that on one map. Holy shit! Like
No, you have to keep expanding the
imagine
map
the amount of lag you would get from expanding the map enough times to get that.
Oh yeah, we would have like on any given
You
computer
need like
pretty much have
you
like
need
no
like
frames.
a really beast computer to run that. That'd be
No, you need to have that NASA supercomputer, man.
Well, something close to it. Right. The next one is that armed guards will now shout. Well, they will sometimes shout warnings at the prisoners before they're firing, unless the prisoners are attacking staff or about to escape. I've seen this. It's funny.
I never really see it happen.
It's like an armed guard just goes up to the prisoners like shouting a few swear at them, and then the like prisoner just drops whatever he's doing and just jumps himself into handcuffs. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna magically put handcuffs on.
Yeah, you explain that like they have like their own personal pair of handcuffs they just carry around all the
It's so
time for
funny
no
to
reason.
see. It's like, oh my god, he's swearing at him. He's like, wait, what? None of the guards touched him. Where the hell did those handcuffs come from?
It's like they just yell at him, he's over in a corner. No one's near him except for like another prisoner. He just gets a magic pair of handcuffs. It's like, where do you hide that?
In my hair.
No. He probably shoves it up his ass.
Lol. We're all thinking it, but Jeff had the balls to say it. So, the next one is good for the guys that bought this tier of the game, which is the facing game entities are now sorted to the top of the community list. That unless you bought the naming game tier of the game, it really doesn't make a difference to you. To be honest with you, it really doesn't make a single difference.
Well, if you see like a few prisoners with custom faces, it's kind of cool.
No, it means that like when you're like bringing prisoners into your prison, they get the guys that have bought the name facing game tier have got theirs at the top instead of just like randomly mixed in wherever their name sorts it out to be.
Like, I think they just put their names in there random. They just shove it in there, like, yeah.
Like,
who cares? Just like shove that.
yeah,
Right up
it's
on
like, yeah, you bought this tier, but we don't give a shit.
Shove that in there. He's fine. Shove that in
fine.
there in the list somewhere. I really don't think it's organized.
what she
I haven't
said.
looked through it completely. It might be alphabetical or some crap, but I'm not sure.
It is alphabetical at the moment.
You sure? Let me check.
I'm pretty sure it's alphabetical at the moment.
I'll have to check.
The next one is that the shadows from trees were being rendered too large. That
Yeah,
still
they're like
happens.
casting a giant ass shadow to their whole prison, just one tree.
It still happens. It still happens. With like, there's a good few trees outside my main prison at the moment that still have like squares for shadows. It still happens.
With me, it doesn't happen with trees anymore. It happens with trucks, like a delivery truck comes by and it's just like cast like a shadow over your whole prison. It's like a friggin' eclipse.
It's like midway through the day, it's like the whole prison just goes dark and everyone's like, what? Is it time for sleep already?
It's like, oh, it must be time to go to sleep. It's like,
oh,
oh, it's day already. Better get up and go do some work.
The next one is that dogs were unwilling to enter staff-only zones. I've never seen this, but it would make a lot of sense.
Actually, remember you complaining about it before? You couldn't have any dogs because they wouldn't go inside of staff rooms?
It would make a lot of sense as to why my dogs would never enter the kennel, because I had the kennel.
Yeah, because that's because it's like a natural reaction. It's that you're like your kennel to staff only. Then it's like the dogs can't go in there from last update, but now they fixed it, and now they can.
And I thought the dog patrols were broken, because like I would hire a load of dogs, they would do like one patrol and then just sit outside the thing saying, I'm exhausted, can't find a kennel. It's like, it's 5 feet in front of you, you idiot.
It's right in front of you. It's like you can see it even. It's right there. I wonder. I'll have to run another experiment of this too. See if I can give the dogs tasers. Make them actually use tasers. I want to see that.
That'll be interesting. Like, right, anyone listening to this has to learn that Jeff is very, very good at editing this game. He's got very, very skilled at it.
I'm very good at editing any game at all. I mean, like, I'm good at this kind of hacking crap. I mean, I'm good at it.
Especially Prison Architect. He's got.
Oh, that's because it's not that difficult. It's pretty laid out and it's nice, well, and sorted, and so it's easy to replace things and change things to what they're not supposed to be, or make things happen that's not supposed to necessarily happen, to find content that was put in but never used.
The only problem with that is that in the Prison Architect save files, if you have a save file with a space somewhere or like an empty line, it will break the save file. You cannot have an empty line.
I can always replace something else. I just put something else there, just fill it in. It's like, let's see here.
I know, but if people are editing their save files and they make an empty line, it will break your save file.
Like, here's an example. I replaced the trait of violence and give them a rifle instead. Give them a nice little rifle and be like, oh, you're violent, here, have a rifle instead. You're no longer violent. Here you go. Congratulations.
Right, so the last 2 bugs that have been fixed are you can no longer build road gates over lakes or at the edge of the map. Not really sure.
It was fun to build them at the edge of the map.
Not really sure why you would want to do that anyway, but okay.
I want to build it over a lake. That'd be fun. Have a lake filled with road gates. No one's home swimming now.
Tightrope walk over the water. It's like go walk over.
There was an echo there.
Was there?
Yeah, you're messing up. I can hear the echoes now.
Oh god, it's coming back. It's coming back. Right. Let's get this
You
last.
messed it up again already. What the hell
Let's
did
get
you
this
do?
last bug done, and then we will go for another break while we get that sorted out. So the actors, like this is just in the scenario at the start, the introduction to the actual game.
Well, supposedly. I mean,
The
like, I do
actors
half my
and
experiments by creating custom actors.
the actors and the guards in that game will now no longer get tired. So
Yeah,
like
you won't
they
see him
won't
getting
be.
tired now in the campaign if you just sit there all day.
It was
It's like,
funny.
come on, get tired. Come on, go to the staff room, man.
Leave this guy to escape.
It's like, don't execute him. Go to the staff room instead. There's pie in there.
There's pie in there. Oh my god, there's pie! Move out the way, I'm going.
It's like, get out the way, man. Open this door. I gotta go get some pie.
Anyway guys, so we have now done the Alpha 18 changelog and the bugs.
We haven't talked about the bugs all that just yet.
No, the bug fixes, sorry. After the break, when we come back, we will have general talk about Prison Architect and any bugs that we have found during the 2 weeks that we've been playing this update, and we'll also have a quick look into Jeff's interesting hacking into the save games, and we also have a look at and we'll also talk about anything we're hoping to see in Alpha 19. So we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Solitary Podcast. So we are now at the section where we just generally talk about Prison Architect as the game and go through any bugs that still exist in the game and just the game in general. So first of all, I want to talk about the AI because it's a good AI, but there's so many problems with it.
Yeah, so many mapping problems with it.
And I will be muting my mic occasionally because I'm eating a yogurt.
Eating?
Yes.
Doing a YouTube video? How unprofessional.
I know, it's how I roll, man.
How unprofessional, man.
It's how I roll. So continue. Talk about your side of the AI.
Well, it's absolute crap. They still get stuck in the walls. They still get stuck on corners. Sometimes there'll be like 3 workers trying to go through a door, and the guard will just get stuck on the workers and never open the door. I have to go click on the door and go locked open. They just sit there and go, yep, I can't get past. I'm just going to stand here and watch them try to go through the door. They'll get stuck in the door and don't do anything until you go click on the door and go locked open. Otherwise, they just sit there forever and just constantly sit there.
You die, 'cause that's alright. Sorry. I had to add that part in, sorry.
They pretty much just sit there. I mean, sometimes they'll even get exhausted and just sit there, still blocking the door and preventing anyone from opening it.
The major thing that I find is like, okay, for example, if you have a truck come that has 4 items in it, okay, and you have 8 workers, but 4 of those workers are on the other side of the prison, it won't just take those 4 workers and get them to remove the stuff from the thing. It'll get maybe 2 of the workers to remove the stuff, and then bring 2 of the workers from the other side of the entire prison, wait for them to walk over, and then get them to remove the stuff into deliveries, by which time you've got a backlog of trucks.
Yep, the pathing's terrible. Did I ever show you my stack of hearses?
Yes,
I
I
just
did.
turned them all into
Yes.
trees.
Yes, you did.
I just turned all the hearses into trees. I got tired of waiting on it. I turned all the corpses and all the hearses into trees. That's how fed up I got with this. It's not. I'm not waiting for this.
Also, I'm currently developing 2 mods for Prison Architect. One is a mod that should increase FPS. It's increased FPS massively on my game, and I'm soon gonna release it, but I'm gonna give it to Jeff first to beta test.
You mean break?
Yes. But it basically it changes the way the game handles a certain thing in the game, and hopefully
certain objects and certain events.
yeah, because the whole reason the game has the FPS that it is because now after Alpha 18, each prisoner um so each object in the game has to register in the save game, okay? As well as that happening, it also has to register in the save game what type of object that is, what position on the map it is, what health level it is, so whether it's had any damage or anything done to it, and it also has to register.
Well, it's not necessarily health level as it is. It's just kind of checking how much damage has it taken and how much more damage can it take.
Yeah, before it's 100% destroyed. Um, it also has to register which way round it is facing. So if, say, you have 300 cells, it won't just say, okay, I've got 300 beds in from these positions to these positions. No, you'll get each separate bed with 3 or 4 lines under it of those things, and then you'll have the next cell. So you have 300 of those beds, which calculates to I don't know how many like lines of data, because each of those lines of data is on a separate line in the save file. It's ridiculous. It's just it's crazy. But it gets even more complex for prisoners. So with prisoners, it calculates their current health, their position, where they're going to, whether they have any visitation from family during that day. It also does their traits, their needs, whether they're like in solitary or whether they're shackled or not. It also, I think, I have a feeling it also does where they're going to, as in like their pathfinding. I have a feeling it does that as well. And then it also has the like programs and stuff that they've completed. So you have all that data for a single prisoner. So when you have a prison that is, say, has 400 cells in and 500 prisoners, you have separate lines. You have lines for all of those beds and all of those objects in the cells, including each bit of wall and flooring that's in your prison, and then add on to that, you then have the lines of text for each of the prisoners. It's a ridiculous amount of data to process. And how they've done it to even run at the FPS it does amazes me. But I've been trialing a mod that I have a prison that has, I think, about just under 600 prisoners in it, and that was running at about 15 to 20 FPS. And you have to remember, Prison Architect is still a 32-bit game, okay? So it will not use more than 3 gigabytes of RAM, okay? I also believe that it's limited to a 4-core, well, 4 cores of a processor, I believe. So that would run at about 15 to 20 FPS. With this mod in, which it still has a few problems which I've got to work out with it. But with that mod on, the average FPS I got went up to almost 50, which is a big FPS increase. It's almost as big as the update they did, which had that massive FPS increase. So yeah, that's the reason you get the FPS you do. So the bigger prison you have, the more prisoners you have, etc, 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 the lower the FPS you're going to get. Sorry, I had to explain that all.
Alright, you done yet, man?
Yes, I'm done.
Alright, what do we go on to now?
Well, we're past raging about the AI. So, what do you think of the current items in game? Do you not like some of them, or do you wish some of them worked differently?
I wish the unused ones were actually, used. Like a fire extinguisher, which I haven't tried spawning that, or the propane tank. There's also like med kit, drugs, money,
Well, I'm sure they'll.
security van.
I'm sure that'll be used in updates to come.
There's also one that kind of looks like a bounty hunter, but it didn't have a name from what I can see. I think it might have just been one of those random ones which they gave just an assignment of numbers. Might have been. I
I
didn't
might
check.
also add that they said they would never do armed guards. Okay, they said specifically that they would never do armed guards on their Facebook. Okay, armed guards are now in the game. They also
Yep.
said specifically on their Facebook that they would never do um like multi-floored prisons. So, if they've gone back on their word for one thing, what's to say they won't go back on their word for other things, which includes multi-floor prisons? But
Well, from what I can tell from the data, they didn't have any multi-floored prisons in there.
I can see why that would be really hard to do for them.
Yeah, that would be pretty difficult putting it to 2D game.
And I think you'd have to do it on separate layers, and you'd have to have rules such as like you couldn't have like you couldn't have electrical components on like anything but the first floor.
Well, no, you'd have you can only have well, you'd have to have a basement. The utilities could technically be on any floor except for the water pumping station. That would always have to be on the bottom floor, whether that be like a basement or the first floor.
It's an interesting idea. Like, if they manage to pull it off, I'll be really interested to see how they've done it. But it's one thing that even though I would absolutely love to see it in the game, I'm still not quite sure how it would work. Um, so yeah, that FPS increase is the first mod I'm making, and the second mod adds a lot to the game, and it's called the Mad World mod. But I will, once I've developed that mod further, I will go into more detail with it. But I'm not really ready to release anything about it yet. So for me, for items, I would still have to say, well, it's partially items, partially an AI problem, that multiple kitchens still don't work. Like having multiple kitchens and then multiple canteens still don't work. And especially one major problem that doesn't work is having one massive kitchen and then multiple canteens. That really, really bugs out and really messes up because you'll have people going to the like second and third canteen, but food will only be delivered to the first canteen, and it'll be like oversupplied with food.
Oh yeah, that brings me on to this. You can only have one armory.
Really?
Yeah, if you have two armories, the second army isn't acknowledged. It's
I've
considered
never
nothing.
tried that. I've never tried that.
Well, if you watch, like, I tried this. This is something I stumbled upon by complete accident, because I was making two armories, one which my guards would go to, and one that my prisoners would break into to grab weapons. Now, I found that they wouldn't go into the one to break into and grab weapons. They wouldn't go in there. They refused to. I mean, like, even when they broke down the door, they just didn't go in there. They just kind of walked in there casually, beat the crap out of the guard, and kept going. And then when the guard got punched back into consciousness, he didn't buy his taser or anything back, because, he's supposed to buy his keys and his baton and his taser back inside the armory. But no, he ran all the way across the map over to my first armory. The first armory you build is going to be the only armory that the AI will consider an armory. After that, it's just kind of nothing. They don't consider it an armory. It's just labeled as an armory, but never used. It's basically an empty room to the AI.
I've never tried building multiple armories. Saying that,
I tried,
I'm gonna
except
I'm
that was
gonna
during
try
an
that
experiment.
in my test prison. I'm gonna give that a go. Um, you actually reminded me of something that I was thinking about, and I was working out whether it would be a like an object thing or an AI problem. Well, not an AI problem, but an AI kind of orientated thing. Which was I was thinking about when guards like attack, well, two parts to guards. One where guards like attack rioting prisoners. I'd really like to see if like there's say 12 guards and 8 prisoners. I'd really like to see the guards go into like you could set them up into a formation, and like
Yeah, similar.
the prisoners would throw stuff at the guards, and then like if you had injured guards, then the other guards would like push out to like bring them back, and then one of the guards would take that guard to the infirmary.
Well, technically speaking, when your guard gets injured, he starts walking slower, so technically that already occurs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the other guards would, like, if he went unconscious, the other guards would try and get out to him and drag him back rather than trying to, like, quell
Yeah,
the
just
rioting.
kill the prisoners, then get to them whenever they feel like it to bring them back to consciousness.
Yeah. They'd prioritize the guard over the prisoners, which they
Yeah.
should do already, but they don't.
Yeah, they don't. They just go like, we got this first.
And I'd also like to see with the orientation of, like, not orientation, with the, like, list of what's more important, like priority list, I would also like to see that the guards take prisoners to the infirmary before they take them to solitary or lockdown. Because realistically, if like someone messes up and like gets sent to jail and they're injured, they get sent to the hospital first and then they get sent to jail. They don't. It's like, yeah, you're really injured, but you're gonna do your 10-year sentence first, and then we'll send you to hospital.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you get 10-year sentence. Okay, you don't get any medical attention, and you only get one meal.
Oh God.
The rest of the time you're gonna sit in solitary. You don't even get a toilet either.
I think you should have like a human rights person come into your prison as well. To like, this guy has
human rights person came to my prison.
This guy hasn't come.
They would have to kill themselves. They would not be able to take it. What the hell is going on here?
He just comes in. It's like, these 500 people haven't had a meal in 3 days. Like, they're fine. They're still alive. They're still walking.
It's like they haven't had a meal in 10 years. It's fine. They'll live.
The second part to the guards that I would like to see is that when they're transporting a prisoner from one place to another, say from like their cell to solitary, or from like the middle, the like end up, or like the end scenario of a riot to solitary, I'd like to see a difference between like say minimum security, get one guard taking them, and then like maximum security, have 2 guards taking the prisoner to solitary, and like if they're not unconscious or not like really badly injured, then they would still like try and fight the guards on their way to solitary and try and break out. Because if you
I've never seen a prisoner actually try to break their handcuffs. Is that a thing?
I have.
Break their handcuffs?
Yeah, it's a thing. If you leave,
are you sure? Because the handcuffs are a status effect.
I've seen it happen before.
You sure? Did you just make sure the status effect didn't wear off and then just started going crazy?
If a riot happens, or like they get like their heat level goes like really high, and they start kicking off, and then they get put in handcuffs. If you leave them there long enough, and they're not injured to a point where they're like they wouldn't be able to even like pick up something and actually fight, after a while, their heat level will go back up, and they'll get annoyed that they're in handcuffs and haven't had anything done to them. So then they'll start shaking around, and there is a percentage chance that their handcuffs will break and they'll start rioting again. Because I've had it happen to me. I've had it happen to me where I've had riot guards and armored guards go into the canteen and get rid of the like 15 or so guys that are rioting in there. Then they'll go.
I've also noticed that the handcuffs are considered a status effect.
Meaning?
It's that when the status effect wears off, they don't have the handcuffs anymore.
Ah, that's probably what it is then. It's probably on like a set timer.
Because
depending
the taser also is a status effect. If you look, like after they
I
get tased, they have a status effect called tased. And when sometimes in the handcuffs they have a status effect
I wonder if
of
the
suppressed.
handcuffs have the status effect of the handcuffs depend on like what what heat level the guy is at and whether he's like minimum, medium, or maximum security. I wonder if that has an effect on how long that is.
Don't know.
Because I've had situations like that where they've busted all the guys in the canteen, put them in handcuffs, left them, gone to the cell block and busted all those guys. Then I brought my right guards back to the canteen, and there's like 3 or 4 of the guys that I put in handcuffs standing there punching their way, like just rioting without any handcuffs on. So they can break out of them, but the chance of it happening is quite low.
Yeah, quite slim.
Yeah. So, this podcast is going on for quite a while.
Yes, it has. I mean, you walked off for about an hour, so.
I did indeed. So that that's is that about everything we have for general discussion about the game? Oh no,
Pretty sure not.
You have your weapons input.
Oh yeah, with the awesome rifle that has no firing sound, and in one hit everything,
like...
and the AI can't use it properly because it's supposed to be a long-range weapon, and they walk up like it's a shotgun and shoot them once and they die instantly.
You're roboting again.
Your internet sucks.
You're roboting again. I think it's because you talk too fast. I think that's what... It only happens when you talk really fast.
No, you just suck.
Right, guys, I will stop the recording in a second until we get rid of this robot-y voice, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. So, basically then, the rifles are in the game, but the AI just can't use them.
Well, they can use them, but they can't use them properly. They use them like shotguns.
It's like just
Seriously,
like
they use them like shotguns.
Hip firing a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
It's like a guy just comes like smashing through the door, hip firing a Barrett 50 cal.
Well, actually, it's not a Barrett 50 cal. It's more like a Lee Enfield.
So I'm gonna quell a riot by hip firing a Barrett and breaking my nose.
Well, no, it's not a Barrett. It's more like a Lee Enfield.
God, he's gonna break his nose by hip firing a Barrett. That makes so much sense, doesn't it?
But it's not a Barrett.
Fine. It's a Dragon off. No, it's not. It does look like a Lee Enfield, to be honest with you. Or it looks like an M40A3.
Why does it have to be an M40?
If you don't know what an M40A3 is, Google it or look at COD 4. You'll find them both there. So anyway, guys, that is as far as I'm concerned, everything for general chat about Prison Architect 4.
Well, wait, are you going to show him the giant explosion of blood that happened?
No.
Why not? It's a glitch.
It's what it is, and I'm pretty sure that anyone that pays attention to the screenshots on the Steam Workshop has seen it and been
it's community hub.
What?
It was there. It was top in the community hub for 2 weeks, so I'm pretty sure most people would have seen it. But the people who don't look at the community hub would have never seen it. But like, what are they talking about? What did I miss? The hell did I miss, man? What happened?
It's just you killing a lot of guys and there being so much blood that it glitches out. And
it was one guy. Because remember, only one guy died from the fire, but he just glitched out so badly, he covered the whole map in blood.
It was quite entertaining to see it. It's just like, one man can't have all that blood.
It's like, how did he have that much blood?
I'll tell you what I am waiting for, though, is when they were first selling off the game, they were talking about having different wardens who had different effects on the prison. That's what I'm waiting for.
I'd like to see that happen.
So different staff have different effects on the... Well, different staff already have different effects on the prison, but different wardens run the prison in different ways. And they have their, like... They have their, like, standardized, like, default effects that they have. over the prisoners. I'd really like to see that happen. I'd also like to see like maybe you occasionally get like visitors that come round and like see how the prison's doing, and like
Yeah,
you force your prisoners to be good for one day and then like give them chocolate. And if they're not,
it's like
if they're
looking
not,
for prisoners to
if
be
they're not good
orderly
for
for one
like,
day.
if they're not good for that one day, you just like stick them in solitary for 2 days straight.
I'd like to see execution actually used.
Yes.
I want to set that as a punishment for escape attempt. Escape attempt
Oh, yes.
never again.
Just make it like Guantanamo Bay. Like, you escape? Okay, you're now in the electric chair. Have fun.
Oh, you want to try to escape?
So, you want to try and escape, do you? Well, too fucking bad. Electric chair, bitch.
Like you're never gonna try to escape again from anywhere.
So, that is it for general chat, isn't it? Haven't missed anything, have we?
Maybe.
Have we missed anything?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't think we've missed anything. Apart from no, we've missed the problem with the workshops and the wood being delivered to the wrong workshops.
Yeah, like it's only delivered to the first workshop you ever make.
Yeah, it's like it's whatever, like the closest workshop to the forestry is the one that receives all the wood, even if it's not the one that has the carpentry stuff in it.
Actually, no. Not at all. It's not delivered to the closest. I mean, I found it's delivered to the first workshop you make, which for me was the one farthest from the forest street.
Wait, is the first
So
workshop
basically go
you
across
make?
the whole map just to dump one workshop full of logs.
Is the first one you make?
Yeah. Just like the armory, only the first one you make is acknowledged.
I'll tell you what, because I want to start a series soon called The Ultimate Prison, where I try and like design like the most effective and like most reliable like possible prison design. That could affect things a lot.
Yeah, because most of the time it's the first room that you make is acknowledged, whereas the rest are either
So if
ignored completely or just
if you
not
wipe
cute.
if you wipe all your workshop rooms and then reset them, does it reset that or not?
Well, if you get rid of the first one that you make, the first one that you're going to assign back to a workshop is going to be then assigned as the first workshop you made, because that's going to be the only workshop
But
at
will
the
it be
moment
the one
that
that they
existed.
deliver the wood to?
Yeah, that would then be the one that they're going to deliver all the wood to, because that would be the one workshop,
Well,
the quote-unquote first workshop, even though you would have already made one before.
problem solved. That's just problem solved right there, isn't it? It's done.
Pretty much.
Problem solved. Brilliant. Congratulations, everyone. We've now solved one of your problems. Yay.
Well, not really. There's still a lot of other ones, like
There is a
workmen
ton.
stuck in walls. I can't think of a fix for that.
There's a ton of problems. Oh, man. Like, oh, the routing system, the AI is awful.
It's
Absolutely.
terrible.
I wish you could have, like, almost prisoner-only sections that, like, workmen and cleaners and stuff, like, just workmen in general, that they don't use. Because what I want to have is, like, a separate side entrance for all my staff to come in and out of to get, like, deliveries and stuff, which is close to the deliveries area. And then a main gate with loads of, like, security cameras and metal detectors and stuff that only my prisoners use when they come into the prison.
Oh yeah, something I noticed is sometimes prisoners will actually come off the truck/bus with contraband, like weapons.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, so what I did to fix this was put metal detectors at the entrance. Yeah.
What, literally across the bar, next to the bar gate?
As soon as they enter, they go past a metal detector.
What,
Most of
inside the building or outside the building?
Inside.
Well, yeah,
The
everyone
first
has that.
step they take inside the building, well, they're being dragged along, of course, but the first time they enter the building, they go through 2 metal detectors.
Yeah, I've had that kind of set up in a prisons for ages.
Yeah, but I found sometimes they still have contraband on them.
Yeah, they do. They bring it in with them.
Yeah, but it goes to the metal detector. It doesn't pick up then, but after they get placed down, they get contraband magically.
Yeah, because not all
Like
contraband
it's
is
so
picked up
contraband
on...
I found slid
Not all
through
contraband is
4
picked up
metal
by Mex-
detectors. Slid through 4 metal detectors
What was it,
undetected.
though?
Huh?
What was it?
It was a pistol.
Ah.
It's a metal object, and it slipped through 4 metal detectors that the guards dragged him through. I looked
Weird.
at the path of the contraband. It was like, what? He went through 4 metal detectors. How's this possible? The 5th one he walked through on his own was found.
Unless it was a queued job and it never got around to doing it.
Well, it was never a queued job. He was never to be searched. Until he went through that last metal detector, then it's like, oh, this guy better get searched. He has something on him, and he has a pistol.
Weird.
It says, what?
It's like I still think doing a even if you have a really really secure prisons with like loads of metal detectors and everything, I still think it's a really good idea to do like a shakedown every few days. I still think you should always do a shakedown every few days. It's a really good way of just like having the extra line of defense and getting rid of everything. It's good.
Yep.
I bet I'm gonna like think of loads of more general stuff after we finish, but as far as I can think of right now, I think we've covered everything that that we wanted to talk about.
Pretty much. I mean, like, are you gonna add in like the pictures of the armed guards with rifles or anything?
I might if I can be bothered.
What?
So that is it
Better add
for
that crap in, man. They want to see that. They don't want to have to imagine it. They want to see it.
That is it for the Prison Architect General section. And now we move on to the final section of this podcast, where we talk about our hopes and dreams, which will surely be completely destroyed and flattened with a crane for Alpha 19.
Pretty much.
So, what do you want to see added and fixed?
Everything. Hey, let's be straightforward with it. Everything.
Right, let's go through a list of the things that are currently broken. Okay? Because
everything yet again, pretty much.
They've already said multiple times that the alpha stage is for adding in the things that they want in the game, and then the beta stage is for fixing the bugs. Okay? We've been through 18 alphas now. Okay? How many betas are we going to go through? Like 20? Or like 50?
100.
Right, so let's go through a list of the things that are still not working. So, AI in general.
AI pathing, pretty much everything.
Or just AI in general, because the pathing, the reaction system, general awareness, making sure that they realise that not all walls have doors in them. Some of the objects, when they are 100% damaged, not getting dismantled and taken away and like replaced, or not getting fixed at all. I had a bug where prisoners got taken back to their cells and got placed in their beds, but would stay in handcuffs. And then for the next few days, I had to physically like go into the file and remove the shackles from them. And then a guard would come around like every half an hour and just move them around their cell a bit, and they'd stay in shackles. There's the food bug.
Yeah, that's fun.
It is fun, which means
have you ever seen them stack up in the showers and just sit there and never shower? None of them, they all just stack up in the shower, get angry, and just kind of sit there.
There's the bug with the showers where like
they all just stack up in there.
Anyone that doesn't want to shower stays at the front.
There.
Anyone that doesn't want to shower just stays at like the entrance and blocks all the guys that do want to shower. It's like, if you don't need a shower, just like stay outside the room. Don't go in. There's the food bug, which means that most of the time about a quarter of your prisoners don't ever get meals. There's the sleeping bug, which just doesn't let like prisoners go to sleep, even if there's a bed right next to them. Which
they won't sleep and they won't shower.
That's partially to do with the pathfinding bugs. What else? There's the deliveries problems, but again, that's to do with AI. What else is there? Oh, the really, really I'm not gonna call it a bug because I'm not 100% sure whether it is an actual bug. But the really annoying thing of I wish when you put a connector down, like a power line, it would say that this power line is going to join two circuits together, which means that when you turn on all your power stations, like 2 or 3 of them will instantly get zapped and you'll have to dismantle and reinstall all the capacitors. That really annoys me.
Yep, like you accidentally just put the power cables together and you just mess up everything.
Yeah, it really, really annoys me. So I wish they would like give you a warning that you're going to put 2 power cables, like 2 circuits together. I also wish that this is like this is a add-on that I would really like to see something added to the game. Would be a second tier of capacitors. Having fun typing there.
Yeah, I'm typing. Problem?
Yes. I'd really like to see a second tier of capacitors. So like you have more heavy, like you have like normal capacitors, and then you have like heavy duty capacitors, which are more expensive. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that brought in. I know it's a weird one, but I'd really like to see guard towers brought in.
Really?
And I'm really, really hoping, because it's in the items file at the moment, there's a visitation table that has a plate of glass in the middle of it. I'd really like to see how they're going to use that. I'm thinking it's going to be something to do with either people that are in maximum security or people that are like known to like get contraband delivered to them through visitation, or people,
yeah, like they get booze and
yeah,
more pistols, which they
Yeah.
already had. I hate how they just get pistols from nowhere. Like they're not
It's like a
defined
lawyer, it's like,
as dangerous.
I love it when the lawyer brings in the pistol. It's like, mate, you're
It's like,
fucked.
I can't get you out of this one.
It's like,
You're gonna need to do it yourself.
You're stuffed. I can't get you out of this one. Here. Screw yourself over more. I can't get you out of this one. You're screwed.
It's like, you're screwed, man. We can't help you.
Yeah, we'll send you the bill in the mail.
It's like, if you're still alive in the morning, you're gonna get the bill.
Like just like shoots himself in the head like there and then.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm done.
With concerns to, I'd like to see a like, I'd like to see a use of the flicking accountant. Have you seen all those memes? Have you seen all those memes on Google for the accountant?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so
Who hasn't?
funny. It's like this is like a prisoner just saying to the accountant, "It's like I'm important." No, you're just not. You're not.
You're not special.
What I'd really like to see is that they use that item in the items file with the money van. I'd really like to see.
It's the heisting van. I'd like to see what they use with the mobsters and the heisting van. Are they gonna like make it so your prisoners have a backstory, like a real backstory?
I tell you what, I'd really like to see is the accountant. You have multiple accountants, and you have a money room, and you get deliveries of that, and then you have the accountant in the money room, and they like count up the money after each day and give you your like total. So you don't actually get like after each day you don't always get the complete accurate total of what you spent, and like your balance and like outgoings and stuff aren't always completely accurate unless you have that money room. so you don't
Yeah.
actually 100% know how much you have to spend. I think that would be a really, really nice touch. That's pretty much it for me though. Anything you'd like to see fixed or added into the game that I haven't already stated?
I don't know.
So helpful. So helpful, mate. So helpful.
Extremely. No, I hate it when, well, this isn't related to Prison Architect, so you can pretty much end it here, then I can just rant to you about this.
We'll probably have a long conversation about the game after this podcast anyway. So
Yeah, pretty much.
that's what we usually do. We usually like the previous podcast that we've been recording. Like we've gone on a stretch for like 4 hours just talking about Prison Architect, and within that
Yep.
we've done like an hour and a half doing the podcast, and then I fucked it up.
Yep, he's messed it up several times.
So, I think, as far as I can tell, that is everything.
I think.
I think it is everything. So, guys, it is currently March the 16th. We're expecting Alpha 19 to come out on March the 31st, and the next Solitary podcast will be on April 6th, the first Sunday of April. So, we have now left you disheartened and with less information than you started with, which is what we plan to do every single podcast. And I'm hoping that
Quote unquote. I mean, like, he keeps messing these things up. I'm not even sure if this was going to go up. If this was going to go up, I'm going to be amazed.
It will go up. I promise it will go up. It will go up. So, guys, thank you very much for listening to the Solitary Podcast, Episode 1. I promise you this will go up. So, till...
Well, what are you promising them that for?
till April, it is goodbye. Well, to April and Alpha 19, it is goodbye from me and goodbye from Jeff.
Well, we've gone over this several times. I'm not going to say goodbye until at least the first episode has come into existence.
Right. He will remain deceased for the rest of this podcast. Right. It's goodbye from Jeff and goodbye from me. Thank you very much for listening to Solitary Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to keep up with the daily content, and I will see you on April 6th for the Alpha 19 review. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.